everyone. Oh boy, do I feel really ill today. Just briefly before we talk about stuff I've never actually shown you that I've wasted my money on, including this bag that was £1,000. I'll tell you, it was £1,000, but I didn't spend £1,000 on it. I'll tell you how, and I've never used it. It's very cute, but I've never used it, so I'm going to show you some stuff like that. But yesterday, briefly, I woke up and I didn't feel myself. I felt like I'd slept all night, but I felt like I'd had no sleep at all, and I woke up extremely tired. And then the whole day as it went through, I actually went to bed in the afternoon and I didn't even feel better for it. And then eventually it got to 6 o'clock in the evening and I crashed out. I went to bed at 6 in the evening. I was that tired, and I woke up this morning at 8. So 6 until 8 is how much sleep I had. And do you know what's really weird? In my family, everyone laughs about it, but I average 12 hours a night sleep. And I don't have kids, so I can go to bed early and get up slightly later and live the dream. So for me, getting 12 hours is not impossible, but that's how much I need. So like I got even more last night. But anyway, yeah, woke up this morning, streaming nose, feel like I want to sneeze constantly, sore throat. It's not really, really bad, and I'm hoping it won't get really bad, but it's enough to be annoying. And I actually haven't been unwell since 2020. I haven't even had a sniffle, never even caught COVID. Even when people around me were getting COVID, I would test myself just to see if I was asymptomatic. No, didn't even, like, never had COVID. I don't know what that's about. But yeah, so I've got this at the moment, so I feel a bit rough. But I thought what we could talk about is just things that, designer things that I've personally feel like I've wasted my money on over the years. Let's start with this tiny bag. Tiny bags are the first thing that I feel I've wasted my money on. This is a tiny metallic, it's beautiful, isn't it? Bronze bag from Chanel. And it's the chain isn't long enough to do anything except wear it as a necklace, which is pointless, isn't it? Like, you can't wear it on your shoulder, you can't wear it crossbody. It's a bag necklace, and on the inside it's just plain. It just looks like that. Just looks like that on the inside, and there's like the serial number is still in there. It's got Chanel stamped just there. You're not going to be able to see that because it's also written in gold, so you can't really see the contrast. But here's the story with this. This was £1,000, as I've said. I got this from Luxury Promise. Now, I didn't spend £1,000 on it, but in an indirect way I did. So you know, with Luxury Promise, you can do swaps. So I took some bags in there. This is going back probably 2021. And I took some bags in there when they were in their old shop. Maybe it was before 2021. They used to be on, I think it was Conduit Street in Mayfair. And I got in there and I was initially just going to sell them the stuff. And then they had really nice things in that day. They always do. And I just thought, I'm going to do some swaps here. So I swapped for another bag. And I also swapped for this. And as I say, this was up for £1,000. And to be honest, even though it's pointless, and you could fit your AirPods in there and that's it, even then it's a tight squeeze. I can see why it is, because it's like vintage. It's got the 24 karat gold gilding plate on it. It's cute, but can you imagine like £1,000? So I didn't spend £1,000 on it, but in an indirect way I did. But kind of a waste because I've never used it, because you can't really use it. Keeping on the theme of tiny bags that are unusable, here is another one. How cute is that? This is also very cute. So this is a little Chanel bucket bag. And this has got a longer chain, so you can actually wear this crossbody. I bought this on a whim. It was 2K. I know, back in the day when I didn't care, and I went into Chanel in Harrods first floor and I said, have you got any of those tiny little bags? And they brought out a tray and they had the one that looks like this. I'll kind of come on to this in a second. But at the time I had the folding Samsung phone. Do you remember that phone? I don't have that anymore because it kept breaking. The screen kept cracking. But anyway, that phone fitted in this bag. So I thought, right, I'm going to get this bag, keep the phone in it and use it. And I did, to be fair, I did actually use this bag. I would carry a regular handbag with it, but if I was just like going to the shops and I needed my card and my phone, I would actually use this, to be fair. But yeah, it's really pretty. It's caviar leather, has really never been used, and it's the cutest thing ever. I just don't use it. I need to use this more, but the thing is, I don't know where it is. I don't know where my phone is, but I switched to an iPhone and I got the iPhone 16 Pro, which is a massive phone, and it does not fit in here. So I have not been using this, but like, just to comparisons. 3K's worth of bag, like what the heck? Okay, the next tiny bag, I don't think I've ever shown you these tiny bags, is this. This is from Valentino, and it's got a removable, so you can actually remove the, you can wear this crossbody and over one shoulder. Louis, no, Louis, no. Louis's gonna start barking, so we might have to ignore him. But yeah, this is the next one, and this is really pretty as well. It's not a dissimilar size to the bucket bag, but you can't really do anything with this. Like, you could fit a lipstick in it, you could fit in like a card, but you can't do much with it. And the thing is, with this in particular, I remember buying this, and I didn't buy it with a view to actually using it to put stuff in, because I knew it wasn't going to work. I bought this just because I thought it looked cool, and I wanted to wear it alongside an actual handbag, but it's another one. And then my final two tiny bags that I don't use. One is the Longchamp bag, which it's a nice bag. I know it looks like nothing, but it was really cheap actually. It wasn't a lot, and when you put nice things in it and you can see the colours through the mesh, it actually looks quite nice. But here is the other tiny bag. It's a tiny Givenchy Antigona bag with a removable strap that lets you wear it crossbody and on one shoulder. And to open the bag, you pinch the sides in and it opens like that. This one I have used, but not that much, because obviously the size of it. So if I line all of these up, there you can see, tiny bag club, there we go. Now this next one I've actually put a question mark by. It's the Dior Montaigne. I think it's like, yeah, 30 Montaigne. I know because it's written, it's like embossed into the leather on the back. The reason why I've put a question mark with this is when I bought this bag, I initially got it without the oblique pattern, and it was just plain tan leather. I don't know how many of you, if you've been with me long enough to remember this, I think I got this in 2019. It was a brand new out bag, and I decided to get that all over leather, but when I got it home and unboxed it, it had a mighty great scratch across it, and I don't know how it happened. And I took it back to the store and I exchanged it, and it was on my second time back. I thought, actually, I prefer the material. It was a bit cheaper as well, so like, you know, I was making money kind of in a roundabout way, but also I thought it's not going to get as scratched because quite clearly the leather was soft. So the reason why I feel the way I do about this, I need to wear this more, but the reason why I feel the way I do is because I feel like this bag has dated well, which is a good thing. It's not like the Dior Ever, which I don't feel has dated particularly well. So it's dated well, like you can still wear it, it still looks cool, but it's just the fact it's got the logo all over it, and for me, I feel like I've gone off logos a little bit. I don't feel like I'm as into them as I once was. So for me, bit of a waste of money, but you know what? This was like around about £2,800. You can't get much bag for that these days, can you? £2,800. I think that's a really good price. And it's in mint condition because I really have not used it. And also, with my bags, even if I do use them, I look after them so well because I value them. And when I buy a bag, there's a memory behind it. I don't just flippantly go and buy something, except for like that tiny pointless one. You know, I've worked on a project, or you know, I've achieved a milestone, and that's when I go and buy a bag. And so all of my bags, sort of, when I look at them, I'm like, oh yeah, that project I worked on, and that's why I bought that bag, etc. But the other one I regret is the boy bag. Now, I regret this a lot. I got this back in 2014 when it first came out. This is the old style medium. And I regret it because it gets, I've said this before, look at that. Can you look at that side on? Can you see that bulges out there? This bag gets, it does that. It's really annoying. It gets like a saggy bottom on it. And then that bit bulges out. Can you see the middle bit? Like bulges lower than the edges of the bag. And it does this after a while. And it does this because you can't really help it. If you wear it on your shoulder, your elbow naturally, as you're carrying it, your elbow sort of squeezes the bag in. That's what does it. So if you're going to get this bag, maybe don't carry it on your shoulder, carry it crossbody or by the handle, like as a top handle, and then that won't happen. But it does. And also the other thing that's really annoying, because it's lamb leather, the corners, I don't know if that's going to show, can you see the corners got quite a lot of wear? And I've been so careful with this bag, but just there on that corner is a lot of wear. And you know, it's like it all over. It's every corner is done in on that bag, and I'm so careful with my bags. I don't even know how that's happened. The next one that I feel like, it's this. Do you remember I got this last year? No, year before last, 2024 in Japan, and it's a bag that I obviously I knew the print. This is the Louis Vuitton Murakami print. But the shape of bag is one that I'd never seen before. And I do like a satchel type bag. So when I saw it, I was really drawn to it. And you could get it in the white or the black. And I've got the white Murakami and it marks up really badly. And I thought I don't really want to do that again. So I thought I'm going to get the black, and then it kind of hides things a bit more. But the reason why I felt the way I did about it is I felt like I overpaid for this bag. I paid too much. And the reason why I feel that way, I can't remember exactly how much the bag was, but I remember once I added on the tax, because I know you can do tax-free in Japan, but you've got to pay the tax when you get back into the UK. What is the point of tax-free if you've got to do that? But anyway, someone will tell me in the comments. But because I had to pay the tax when I got it back to the UK, it ended up being like nearly £2,000. And then I found this actual bag on Luxury Promise for not even £1,000. However, since Louis Vuitton brought back the Murakami range, I've been seeing this bag on some like pre-loved websites or like marketplaces, and it does look like this bag has gone up a lot in what they're selling for now. I guess because it's got popular again. Now I'm not sure how I feel about this print. I like it because it's cheerful, but I'm not sure that it's got longevity. I think it's quite an iconic print, but I don't think it's got that timeless elegance to it. It is like a fun print. You've got to be feeling a certain type of way to carry this one day. But yeah, I feel better about it. But at the time, I definitely felt like this was a big waste of money. And then finally, this is one I'm going to sell. I've decided I've got like a little pile of bags on the coffee table behind you. I've got 2 Chanel bags. One is like a really nice little drawstring. Not drawstring, it's got like a chain as the drawstring, but it's a bucket bag. I've got my trendy, the trendy, is that what it's called? I think so. But I'm also going to sell this. I've got so much stuff, I just need to declutter. But this is so pretty. This was a limited edition saddlebag that came in denim. Looks like this. And it's got the aged gold hardware on it. And for me, I feel like this was a waste because I don't remember ever using this bag. I bought it and it's a bag that I've always enjoyed looking at. Like with my bags, this might sound really weird, but with my bags, even if they're bags I don't use, I enjoy going to look at them. I enjoy cleaning them, polishing them, taking care of them, putting them on display, etc., and just looking at them. But due to the small size of this bag, I have never really used it. That was always my thing. It was always, I stopped doing this, but I used to just buy bags because I liked them. In more recent years, if I see a bag and I really like it, I'm like, whoa, 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 hang on a minute. Before we go and buy that bag, let's take a moment to make sure all your stuff fits in it. And that's what I do now, but I didn't do that then. So this is going to be a bag that I sell, but it's in literally new condition. And I remember buying this one sunny summer's morning. I got up, I went to Harrods. I even remember what I was wearing that day. I vlogged it. And I remember, do you remember Anne Lee? He was my salesperson at the time. And I remember he sent me WhatsApp pictures of it, and it had just come in, and they said they didn't have many. You never know. But apparently there was not many of them, and I fell in love with it. But as I say, I never did the does my stuff fit in it sort of thing first.